Good morning on this Friday, October 18th. It is 8:12 a.m. I actually got up about 7:30. It's just been another freezing night and morning. It is 36 degrees. And I don't think it's going to get much better this week. Well, it was supposed to, I love this shit. You got to see this shit. And I truly need to dust my desk. Yes, I do. All right. So let's take a look at this weather. This is ridiculous. It is 8:14 in the morning. This is what it says it is. 36 degrees, 2% chance of rain, feels like 36. Then we have this garbage. Gonna get up to 69 and the low is 39. But the low right now is 36. Go in and change that real quick on their apps to make it look like they were correct. So they'd run in there real quick as soon as they realized that they got the temperature wrong and change it. So it wouldn't say, like I wouldn't be able to catch it saying it's 36 degrees outside and the low today is going to be 39. They would have ran in there real quick and changed that 39 to a 36 so they could hide their mistake. Yep. So I don't know what to make of that. I mean, are they leaving it because they don't care? Are they leaving it because they're trying to hold themselves accountable? But there's no apology here. Sorry, we got it wrong. So I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna talk about a couple different things. An article on chocolate. And then, I don't know, something writing related. Maybe I'll read from the idea book. I did have a request for stories. That was cool. There are some sample chapters and things like that in the earlier videos. There's also some writing advice and other things in the earlier videos. You'll have to scroll way back because there are currently 91 videos on the channel, so you'll have to do some scrolling, and a lot of that stuff I think is under a restricted, like 18 plus thing, because I wasn't sure how that worked on YouTube at the time. My computer is behind the camera, so what I'm looking at is the computer. So some of this really doesn't need to be age restricted. I should probably take it off. I was being overly cautious when I first started publishing stuff to YouTube. I don't think I have to be that cautious. Obviously, because I'm now posting stuff that is unrestricted for a general audience. In order to read my books, I would have to skip large swaths, and maybe I'll do that. But anyway, let's talk about the chocolate article, and then we'll talk about a idea. So check this out. When I get done, viewing my metrics and answering comments and getting my coffee and this, that, and the other thing, I grab my phone and I start looking at my emails and stuff like that. So today, for some reason, I pulled up the news, and this is like the first article that I see. And this is from the Daily Dot. And it says, "It's getting bad. We are making backup plans. Food service industry worker shares warning for people who like chocolate." Now, I couldn't see the entire headline when I was browsing through. So all I saw was, "We're making backup plans, food service industry worker." So I figured it could be anything. French fry shortage, hamburger shortage. I mean, they're doing a lot to really screw up the food system. You know, if you want to, I guess that's why I do so many food videos. If you can't eat, if you can't afford to eat, or the food is not available, you're not going to be able to do very much else. But anyway, this article is by Natasha Dubash. I think that is the way you would pronounce that. So, they're saying that there is a chocolate shortage. First paragraph was nothing but trash. So apparently there is a cocoa shortage. Let me see if I can highlight it. Right there. Cocoa shortage right there. And the prediction is that the cocoa is going to get, this will not highlight for some reason. The chocolate is going to get really expensive, or you're not going to see as much of it. And we have Halloween right around the corner. That's what I've been talking about most. Or if I haven't, I keep intending to talk about Halloween. I keep talking about the horror of the Tazoo Mari Greed statue. That's my Halloween story for the month. But chocolate is a big part of Halloween too. When I was growing up, I always wanted the chocolate candy. And everybody would buy these damn suckers and nerds and Starbursts and caramels and all that crap. I was not interested in it as a kid. Still, I have to be in a particular mood to want anything other than a candy bar. I don't even like Rolos. It's like it has to be a specific type of chocolate. It cannot be a chocolate-like candy. It has to be chocolate. It has to be a candy bar. Okay, so the question to ask yourself with this particular headline is whether it's a real cocoa shortage, like there is literally a lack of physical cocoa, or if it is a manufactured cocoa shortage. And I'll explain this to you. But so it says, what is going on with the cocoa shortage? According to Reuters, the price of cocoa almost doubled in the past year, with prices of chocolate's most important raw material at an all-time high. Cocoa processing plants were unable to afford to buy beans. This sounds like a manufactured shortage. Oh, maybe not. Holy crap, it might be a real shortage. Because here's what's happened in the past. This is why I make a difference between a real shortage of cocoa beans or a manufactured shortage created by the Richies. So what we've seen in the past is a manufactured shortage created by the Richies. And what they do, they go in and they invest in cocoa. And what that means is they buy a whole shit ton of it. And then the people that have the cocoa can't do anything with it because it's already sold to this Richie. But the Richie doesn't want it. The Richie is going to hold on to that cocoa for as long as he or she can to try and jack up the price. And then right before it's either the expiration date or the delivery date of the contract, keep in mind, I'm not all up on this because I am not an investor. I am not a Richie. Okay? I am, Main Street. I'm under Main Street. So, I'm lower than Main Street. So we got Wall Street, we got Richie Street, and we got Main Street, and we got everybody else underneath Main Street trying to scratch out a goddamn living. So, there's a manufactured, these guys manufacture the shortage by buying the cocoa and then hanging on to it until they can't hang on to it anymore. Basically until they have to accept delivery of it. And hopefully what they're hoping is they can sell that cocoa at much, much higher price than what they bought it for before they manufactured the shortage. And this is just my opinion on it. You can have your own opinion on it. But in this case, it looks like it might be an actual real shortage of cocoa beans. It says in Ghana and the Ivory Coast, major cocoa plants have stopped or cut processing because of the shortage of beans. This has led to a price increase for cocoa, which chocolate makers offset by passing on to customers. Wonderful. But it looks like it's an actual, real life, something's wrong with the plants. If they're not making as much beans, cocoa shortage. Okay, fine. And they forgot a word. Did you catch that? So, and I'm just like this person right here. If I buy a bunch of chocolate, it ain't gonna last anyway. So there's no reason for me to stock up. If I buy 10 pounds of chocolate today, I will eat 10 pounds of chocolate today. So there's no reason for me to stock up. I will say that my local pharmacy is selling it at buy one, get one free bags. It's probably because they can't offload it at $15 a bag. I'm not even sure I'm going to buy it at 2 for 1, basically. But I don't want to show that video. Don't really want to show that ad either. Don't want to show the ad. God, this is ad heavy. So, looks like, in order to deal with this, they might be putting in less chocolate and adding more garbage. Like more sugar. Oh, yuck. I can't stand really, really, really sweet stuff. So, yuck. Anyway, so that's that. That's interesting. All right, so welcome back. We are going to read something from the Writer's Idea book. There it is. And I haven't picked anything out. I mean, I don't really have to. Well, you know what? Let's talk about leading a creative life. Let's see if we can get this to leading a creative life. So this is on page 25. Since I do a lot of lifestyle videos, because we all have to do life things. It's not like you can sit at your desk and like never move and just write 24/7. I do try to do that, but eventually you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to bathroom. you know, just there are things that are going to pull you away from what you need to be doing. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. A bunch of these are like write about your writer role model. I don't believe in that. You know, if you remember when you were a kid, they're like, who's your role model? Who's your role model? Well, you know, here's the problem with role models. When I was a kid, I really liked Bill Cosby. I thought he was a funny man. I thought he was so intelligent. He had such great advice. He was so witty. And 30 years later, we find out he's a nasty human being. Nasty. That's why I don't like role models. Because someone who looks good today, like they're on the up and up, you could find out 20 years from now that they did some really awful shit and you should have never been looking up to them. So I don't like role models. So we're not going to do it. So we're going to do this one. This is on page 27, chapter something, Leading a Creative Life. And the prompt is, fantasy time. Describe your ideal writing space. Fill it in to the last detail. Perch yourself on a balcony overlooking the Pacific. This is stupid. Good grief. I'm going to go ahead and finish reading it, but I just became unimpressed. Snuggle yourself next to a fire in a richly paneled study. When you finish the description, read it with an eye toward patterns and details. Do you prefer an open or closed space, light or dark colors? A sense of freedom or safety? What? So anyway, try that. Okay, so what it's asking you to do is describe your ideal writing space in as much detail as you can, and then analyze that space. What year was this written? $2000. Okay. That might explain the overtly descriptive stuff. Writing today really doesn't do much of this, unless you're, unless the author has an older style. So anyway, all right. So that might help you, because once you describe your ideal writing place, you can start to create it. Like, my ideal writing space is a repurposed bedroom that is an office. So, I have a whole office to write in. And that works best for me because this is the work area. The rest of the house is not a work area. So there's something for you. Alrighty. All right, so I think that is it for today. If you don't have a dedicated writing space, think about creating one. And if you don't have any chocolate, think about buying some. Chocolate and writing go good together. All right, I will talk to you later. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day.